Action.
This is the second film that I've done that has had military elements in it. My character comes in to a cave with all kinds of IED sort of elements laying around, and so I had 3 members that were kind of infiltrating this cave.
The scene that we need all this military stuff for is just like, it's like half a page. And so there's a certain expectation in pre-production. You just decide that, well, this scene, all we need for them to do is run down the hall with their helmets on, and it's gonna look fine.
Most people don't anticipate that just outfitting 4 guys would take about $10,000 worth of gear, and this stuff would probably weigh between 200 and 300 pounds.
So I'm afraid that my expectations were very low.
When a director has a certain vision for an action scene, the bullet exchange is directly responsible for achieving that vision.
We'd met a couple different times and talked about elements that were important with the storyline, and also the gear that they thought would be relevant to bring that to life. They read the script and just basically nailed it.
We worked with the director and found out what he wanted and how we could enhance that. Within those bounds, we are free to operate, and so we dressed up those 3 guys as accurately as we could.
We'll both do research as in, what is this scene for? Is it like a Iraq war thing? Is it a Afghanistan war thing?
And that's what's so great about it is they come not only with the gear, but they come excited to be there and excited to share ideas about how this would actually go down.
But I've been on other shoots where it sort of becomes an approximation, a general assumption of what gear would really look like.
In a case where a director doesn't know exactly what would be accurate or what he needs, we certainly fill that gap as well.
Really knowledgeable about what they were doing and what they would do in that situation.
Real squad movements and real weapon tactics.
You know, you've got all these things that you're worrying about as far as story and plot and all those things, and to work with someone who really understands that is a huge benefit.
It was awesome to see David work in the same way, being like, okay, well, this is what I would do in my experience as a sergeant. And the director's like, cool, man, that's good. You go do that. That's awesome. I don't have to worry about that, and that's great.
The disconnect is always the surprise the filmmaking crew has once you show up with all this stuff and actually see it all put on their characters.
When I saw the props and just went, wow, this looks amazing. That was a cool moment.
He didn't expect. He really didn't expect the professionalism that Bullet Exchange brought, and all the detail.
It all boils down to details in the end. So when the director wants this sort of look, well, that means I have to have this helmet with this helmet light, with these batteries for that helmet light, this type of uniform, this type of vest, but times 4, and with the variety, but also the consistency between them.
With all of the prop pieces that they brought, really brings that realism to it.
It definitely elevated the level of my performance and the believability of my performance, and it definitely made it less of a tension thing and less of an acting thing and more of a realism thing.
Yeah, they brought all the stuff so that all of the actors looked good and the actors actually performed well, but then they dressed the scene beyond the expectations of the director.
Getting what I wanted with keeping it absolutely real, I think it's extremely important to get those things right.
The whole day I was just completely impressed with them.
It's going to be insanely good because of the eye to the detail, and the director has that trust.
Wearing that great gear, it was put on by guys that have worn it, that use it, they train in it. It was such a secure feeling that I had, and it gave me so much confidence that I wasn't in charge of making this making this armor look good.
I was able to integrate my BX training, and it felt so good to gear up in all that military gear with the knowledge of what goes where and how to use what when.
Just a great way to work, and that's the way they work.
I really enjoyed working with David and Mitch from BX. They are highly professional, and they're always prepared. They care about what happens on screen.
Just the production value alone, I think, makes it a huge asset.